Last week's OSRL Cup Series at Daytona International Speedway was an absolute nail-biter, with Victor Pfluger emerging victorious in a photo finish, edging out Carson Burroughs by a razor-thin margin that was just 4/10,000ths of a second. Last week, OSRL Cup Series at Daytona International Speedway was an absolute nail-biter, with Victor Pfluger emerging victorious in a photo finish, edging out Carson Burroughs by a razor-thin margin of just 4/10,000ths of a second. With astonishing 20 lead changes throughout the race, fans were treated to a non-stop action and suspense. Pfluger's win will surely go down in the record books as one of the most thrilling victories in OSRL history. Stay tuned for more exhilarating racing here at the OSRL Cup Series live on ASF. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Auto Club Speedway here in Fontana, California, offering a high-speed thrill ride for both drivers and fans. Opening in 1997, this 2-mile D-shaped oval features wide sweeping corners and long straightaways, making a favorite among drivers who thrive on speed. With a progressive banking of 14 degrees in the turns and 11 down the front straightaway, the track allows multiple racing lines and exciting overtaking opportunities. Nestled against a picturesque backdrop of the San Gabriel Mountains, Auto Club Speedway provides a stunning setting for adrenaline fueled racing action. Expect the cars to wrap the white line or above the apron or right along the wall for the best momentum down the incredibly bumpy back straightaway. The format for the OSRL Cup Series is as follows. The drivers are currently running a 2-lap solo qualifying session to determine the grid for the 80-lap, 160-mile race. We will have stage points awarded at the top 10 at the completion of lap 35, and just like NASCAR, a caution will be thrown. The inaugural OSRL Cup Series continues tonight, live in the Automotive Sports Network, with Victor Vallee in the production truck, Ethan Halsley next to me in the commentary box. My name is Cody Erdman, and welcome to Fontana. So, as we're just wrapping up qualifying here, we're just got to go about another minute here. A handful of cars. Currently, we have Dylan Clark and Dylan Unescas as our top two, and then Carson Burrow and Ken Huber and then Fozzie Fazilla will round out our top five. So, and then secondly, hi there, Ethan. Welcome up here to the broadcast booth.
Thank you, Cody. Thank you for having me. Very excited to be up here tonight. Very excited to see what we have here at Auto Club. This is personally one of my favorite tracks to race on, especially with these 2-mile configurations. A lot of different lines that you can drive on. You can really early on in a run, you can go on the low side. Later in the run, you get right up against the wall. You kind of rip around the wall. Gives you some really good momentum. A lot of great lines here. Really excited to see what kind of racing we see tonight.
Yeah, it should be really entertaining. The restarts are going to be absolutely wild with having the option to go from the top or the bottom to the very top. And then over the run, you'll probably see drivers slowly starting to fade up the track with the tires wearing out and everything. So as we are getting ready to grid here, our grid order is as follows. Dylan Clark and Dylan Unescas is row 1. Carson Burroughs and Ken Huber is row 2. Fozzie Fazilla and Victor Pfluger, row 3. Bruce Silva and Justin Gibbs, row 4. And then Gunther Guttenzinger and Chase Getzinger. And I'm sorry if I butcher names. Chase Mozleski is row 5. And then Wesley Woods and Tyler Rush, row 6. Sean Flanagan and Chris Wilkie, row 7. Ian Knickerbocker and Luna Manghild, that'll be row 8. And then Vincent Sowers and Morgan Smith, row 9. Ewan Gonzalez and Tucker Rose, row 10. Matthew Morris and Logan Jewell, row 11. And Robbie Kirtley and Jeffrey Seymour will run at our field in row 12. So, Ethan, got any expectations going into round 2? This will be the first non-super speedway race we'll have here in the OSRL Cup Series.
Yeah, with getting out of the super speedways here, again, it kind of allows for a lot more parity than it does necessarily when you get on the plate tracks. The plate tracks, you're all tight, close together. You're gonna be in those big packs going all the way around the track. Here, it's gonna be a lot more spaced out. You're gonna have to be a lot more careful about your moves, tire strategy, and everything like that coming into play. Someone I'm definitely looking out for is Dylan Clark. Top of the charts in practice and qualified on pole tonight. He looks to be pretty quick in that 34 car.
Yeah, he's definitely got the pace. He was fastest in practice, and then he set pole here, so definitely give me one to watch for. And I noticed too in practice he was moving all over the track trying to find what was going to work for him. So definitely want to watch for. See if kind of the pit strategy with the stage break being kind of right at the end of the pit window, it sounds like. So should be a good race here as we are rolling off for one pace lap. Number 1. Some beautiful looking paint schemes here.
Absolutely, I'm definitely a fan of running this race at night here. You don't really see the cars running under the lights at Auto Club too often. I think this is a really nice decision. Really brings out a lot of these paint schemes.
No, back in the really early on, I would have to say late 2000s, early 2010s era. NASCAR used to go Daytona and then California under the lights, because if I remember correctly, Matt Kenseth went back-to-back, and it was a night race here. And if I remember correctly, he beat Jeff Gordon for it. So, yeah, it's super cool to have kind of the day race at Daytona, and then you come here for the night race right away. Because we get to see these, as our producers say, 2005 was the first night race here under the lights. So definitely a super cool track to have under the lights. Probably one of the biggest that we have that can't be under the lights besides the super speedways. We are getting ready to go green here for round number 2 in Auto Club as we are green. Down the front row. Everyone 2x2 here. Now we're going to see cars starting to fan out. Cars 3 wide in the back of the field here.
Great start for Dylan Clark, getting out quite handedly in front here, though. It looks like Burroughs is getting right to his inside here.
Yeah, Burroughs trying to get up the inside. Definitely have to watch for the side drafting down this long straightaway. Give me kind of key to try to keep guys in your outside so you can grab the bottom a little better. Dylan Clark is clear now.
This 3 wide going coming out of turn 4 here. Morgan Smith well back there. They went back too wide.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have some comers and goers here to start off the race. Some guys are going to try to save some tires, and some guys are going to push it to regain some track position.
Look at the 23 car going for the lead here in turn 2. Look at that.
Ezequides is now our leader here, taking over from Dylan Clark.
And now, definitely something you're going to notice here early on in that run. The inside's going to be the preferred line, probably about the first 5 to 10 laps or so. Then you're going to start seeing cars move up to that high side. Once you get up there with those worn tires, you really get a lot of momentum coming off of turn 4 and off of turn 2. That'll allow you to make a lot of passes.
Yeah, absolutely. Pfluger moves up to P2. Now he's looking to take over the lead. So our Daytona winner looking to jump back right where he left off. Now Dylan Clark trying to fight back on the outside. I have noticed that the outside is a little bit better through 1 and 2 than 3 and 4. Just because of how sharp the angle is. Yeah. That's something I've noticed for my one league that I had to run here about a month ago. That was kind of the top was definitely better from 1 and 2 than 3 and 4.
Looks like we're 3 wide down the front stretch. The 27 of Tyler Rush taking it 3 wide with the 30 and the 93. See you entering turn 1, see what happens.
Yeah, let's see who kind of gives away. Looks like the 30 gave away. That was Ken Huber.
Oh man, that's why he said
a little bit loose
sideways
for 27.
There. He was really driving that car.
Tires are starting to definitely show a little bit of wear. Ooh, a little bit of a crossover there.
Yep. The 88 at bottom, the inside.
Because we have battles still all over the racetrack here. Victor Pfluger's underneath your Euclides. And then right behind them you have Justin Gibbs and Chase Modzelewski. Which Chase is up
Dylan
5
Clark now. Actually, Victor Pfluger then the 80. Look at him running that high line already. It's lap 5 here in the race. That high line's kind of starting to come in. You're going to start seeing more and more cars start to move up there as these tires start wearing.
Yeah, also with the next pit car, you really want to be in clean air. So that's another thing these drivers are trying to look for. Just have some clean air in the nose. With the diffuser off the back one, it kind of creates a dirty wake, and it just as the 7 kisses the wall there. So now we're gonna be 3 wide again down the front straightaway here.
That wall tap that opened that right up for Ken Huber to shoot right through the middle. We'll see if he's able to get a little 2-for-1 here.
As Tyler Rush goes fastest right now, we're getting tied up off the corner here. And Justin Gibbs was the fastest lap time, but then Tyler Rush took over. Gibbs was kind of pull off the side draft there. Now down into turn number 3. All these cars still under a blanket. We have the top 7's under a second here.
Side by side
under
for second place here. Deegan Urquides and the 80 of Victor Pfluger. Well, looks like it's going to be close coming into turn 1.
Yeah, these two cannot get away from. Oh, a little bit of loose there for Urquides off into 1. I can tell Pfluger's trying to fight it on the bottom. The bumps are starting to upset that car down there. So I wonder if, I think that outside lane in 1 and 2 is really going to start prevailing. You see Pfluger's just dropped 3 spots down the back straightaway.
Yeah, that's that inside line. It's going to start dissipating here, and you can definitely see when you're down there. As look at the 7 car really slicing and dicing through the field.
Yes, Chase is driven up. He's up to 7. He's up 7 spots off the start here. So he's really moving as he takes over P number 2. Actually, make that 8 spot, sorry. But now, Euclides has that outside line through 1 and 2, so it's going to prevail. Now here comes Pfluger on the inside of Chase. Yeah, we got pretty much a fairly sized breakaway here for the top 13 at the moment. Everyone's just kind of using the runs that they got and capitalizing on other people's mistakes, which is super easy to do here. The bottom of each corner is really bumpy, so especially with these tires starting to wear out, they're going to start slipping and sliding. So now we're really going to start seeing the drivers moving up, especially in traffic.
Yeah, and that's going to be the key to this race. If you're going to be competitive, be at the front during this race, you're going to have to be able to adapt. If you're able to run the low line and the high line, especially late in a run, if you're really able to make that low line work, it's really going to allow you to be able to make passes on the guys who are just sticking up around the wall. The best car tonight is going to be the car that's going to be able to go all over the racetrack.
Yeah, as we're kind of giving you a good speed shot here, how fast these drivers are going. But almost 200 miles an hour off in the turn 1.
Very high-speed track here. I know they always have that.
Yeah, they got the speed trap off the end of turn 1. I caught Dylan Clark at 196 going off into 1, so definitely got plenty of speed here. Chase trying to get P number 2 here over Euclides. Trying to make that bottom lane work, and he looks like he will. Let's see what Euclides has down the front straightaway.
Deegan was riding that high side. He's really going to get the momentum down the front stretch here to maybe get a run here into turn 1, but we'll see how his car is able to adapt to this lower line, see if he can make it stick.
Yes, he's right down at the bottom.
Here comes Victor Pfluger into the battle,
down
too.
The middle. Yeah, Deegan was starting to get really loose out of the exit of 2 there. As we got just past 10 laps here, so coming to lap 11. We almost got a 3 wide out of turn number 4 there.
That was close. Ken Huber cut it really close to Victor Pfluger there. Nearly spun him, but talk about maybe mere inches right there between those two cars.
Yeah, definitely some close quarters. Ooh, Pfluger runs wide. Oh, big wiggle. Still wheeling it off the corner. Good save there by Deegan, but that's going to kill all of his momentum. 4 wide down the back straightaway for a second. Okay, he just went from P3 all the way. Ooh, a little bit more contact off into 3. See if he can kind of settle back in here. Yeah, that's going to put him probably almost.
That car's still driving loose.
Yeah, these cars, once you heat up that right rear too much, it's angry for a couple laps, and you got to let it cool down. Because yeah, now Deegan's back to P7.
That just goes to show you with this track. I mean, he was running second just a lap ago. You get loose in one corner, and he's all the way back to 7th. It looks like he's going to lose to 8th and possibly 9th here as well.
Yeah, as he's got Silva on the outside and Burroughs on the inside. So Silva's able to drive by. Burroughs is holding down the inside. Now here comes the number 22 of Gunther. We're going to slide back up front here. Battle for P number 2 is Dylan Clark is starting to pull away here. He's got a 2.5-second lead.
Well, this isn't a plate track. It still has very much the characteristics of one, especially with the side drafting. When you get a pack like this, a lot of people side by side at the front. It's going to allow a single car to break away like Dylan Clark's done.
Yeah, absolutely. Because now we're going to see if these 5 drivers are able to run him down. As Pfluger trying to get back up in front of Gibbs. Isn't able to do it. Oh, and the
Gibbs in the wall there. Oh, and Pfluger loose on the exit of 4. Going to open the door for Fozzie.
Oh, well, we're looking 4 wide here down the front straightaway. As Fozzie shuts the door on Chase there, the top lane had a massive run.
By the way, Cody, you might not be able to tell. It's only lap 15. These guys are racing like there's 5 to go.
Yeah, they're trying to get every inter-track position they can get. Well, and they know that they have a caution coming at lap 35, so it's not the worst idea to push it right now and see what the tire wear is going to be like. So then when we have that little bit of a longer run to finish the race, they can kind of gauge. As Fozzie and Justin Gibbs are able to check out a little bit, so we have 6 or 7 cars under a blanket here for P number 5 or P number 4.
Always nice as a driver knowing that you have a guaranteed caution coming. It allows you to be able to use up your stuff a little bit more, knowing that you'll be able to come in for some fresh tires without having to worry about some strategy or green flag pit stops or anything like that. So it's allowing these guys to really make a lot of bold moves that probably after the stage break we probably won't see as much of.
Yeah, absolutely. That stage is, and these drivers are also trying to position themselves so they can get some stage points. It's pretty much this whole pack that we're watching right here. It's all going to be stage point recipients. Because right now, Victor Pfluger and Gunther are kind of battling for the last two points there. Ooh, chases into the side.
Oh, wide in turn 2.
Oh, as Pfluger's into the wall. Oh, oof.
Oh, he almost saved it. Oh, caution's out. That was almost a nice save coming out of turn 2 there.
Yeah, our last week's winner, not the way he wanted race 2 to start for him. He definitely was sliding back a little bit. Seemed like his right rear was, and he spins it again.
Oh, there he goes again.
Yeah, I'm thinking the right rear toe link might be broken, that thing. Gonna see if he can limp it back to the pit lane.
Oh, it looks like he's definitely crabbing.
Yep, that thing does not want to drive straight.
Car.
So an absolutely chaotic first couple laps here. We are 18 in, 280, so almost a quarter of the way done already. We'll see who pits at the moment, or who wants to stay off the stage points.
Opportune caution for some strategy here. Do you take stage points? Do you try to get some fresh tires? Maybe try to flip this stage, get a little bit of track position after the stage break. You know, it's a very good spot for it, 17 laps in. You know, with how hard these guys were driving, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of cars here come and get some fresh rubber.
As we're gonna, pit lane looks to be open this time.
And busy.
Yeah, it looks like everyone. Oh no, Gunther's gonna stay out. It looks like, and then I believe everyone else is pitting. I think Gunther is the only one staying out here. Oh no, we have Logan Joyle has also stayed out. And we believe Wilkie as well has stayed out here. As Jeffrey Seymour is the lucky dog, so we will have everyone back on the lead lap here. So 3 cars have stayed out.
Looks like we have some varying strategies coming off pit road. It looks like some guys are, taking some various different tires, 2 tire stops, 4 tires. You know, again, with a caution like this in the middle of the stage, a lot of varying strategies are going to start coming to play here.
Yeah, as Tucker Rhodes and Sean Lanning were out really quick. Actually, so Tucker Rhodes just missed his pits box, I believe, because he just drove right down pit lane. And Sean Lanning did as well, so I believe they just missed their pit box, unfortunately. So Dylan Clark will be, unless these drivers just stay out the whole time. Dylan Clark is the first one that has taken pit service.
Now we're going to get our first kind of test in the race here to see what tire wear really does to these cars. We're going to see, a few cars staying out here in front of Dylan Clark. This is really his first time being in traffic. He spent a lot of time checked out, 2 seconds in front of the leaders. So now we'll see how his car is going to do in traffic. See if he can get around these cars with a little bit more worn rubber on them.
Yeah, Sean Lanning here has come back down pit lane. But yeah, I definitely would say it's going to be crucial to see what the tire wear is, and this may be something to watch. We may see some 2 tire stops when we hit the stage break then, because if the tires aren't wearing too bad, I could definitely see drivers taking 2 and trying to play the pit strategy. As we are doubling up here for the restart, kind of give you a quick top 10 breakdown. We have Gunther, and then Logan, Chris, Tucker, Dylan, Fozzie, Justin, Ken, Brew, and Carson will be our top 10. And pretty much, besides Gunther, Logan, Chris, and Tucker, they're all plus 20, plus 11, and plus 16. So they're drivers that were in the kind of mid-pack and back. They're looking to see if they can just net out some stage points here. We're only going to have about 15 laps before we have a stage break.
Yeah, now we're going to see, Dylan Clark, again, like I said, he checked out pretty well in that first run there. We'll see how he's going to be able to navigate the traffic compared to Fozzie. And if I see this right, it looks like, do we have a delayed green flag here?
That we do. So we will be taking another lap here. I think they're just trying to set out get black flags all cleared and everything and make sure the lineup is all set properly. Yeah, it sounds like a couple drivers are having a weird closed pit issue, so a little bit of adminship here.
And despite his spin and his damage and spinning all over the racetrack in turn 4, Victor Pfluger is still in 14th. So he's still in the mid-pack here, definitely not too far back. These were kind of the cars he was running around when he spun. So really not too much of a loss here for Victor. We'll see if he can make up the spots back and try to get himself back up to the front.
Yeah, his pit stop was only 9.8, so a very short pit stop for him.
Also just taking his faster pair, I would assume, and maybe a little bit of splash of fuel.
Probably. Yeah, just waiting on the tires until the stage break.
When you have damage like that and you need to come in for an unscheduled stop like he did, it kind of makes sense just to at least, hang on to a little more track position than you had before. It's a chance, but he is a race winner. He's the first race winner for the OSRL Cup Series, so sure if anyone's going to take a chance, it's someone who's already locked into the playoffs like he is.
Absolutely. As we are running 3 and 4 here, we'll get the restart with be on 14 laps now. So quick little dash to get some stage points.
And, you know, that extra caution lap really helped out those cars who stayed out, because as you remember before, you know, as we went live here, that fuel run's going to cut it very close to the stage. So getting that extra caution lap might help these guys make it to the end on fuel.
Absolutely, as we're coming to the restart zone here. And Gunther gets a big time jump.
Great start by Gunther there.
As Gunther jumps out to a massive lead already. And then Logan's all by himself as well off into turn number 1. A little bit of a calmer start here. Nothing too crazy. Now we start seeing the cars starting to fan out a little bit.
Oh, look at this. Are we 4 wide down the backstretch?
As we are 4 wide down the back straightaway here.
Oh, Fozzie cutting it very close there, that 12 car of Burroughs. They almost came together with Fozzie. Thankfully, kind of backed out of that.
As Tucker Rose jumps up to P number 2 right now. As Fozzie, with those fresh tires, he's looking to take over P2.
Oh, yellow flag's
we have
out.
A caution. We have Ian Knickerbocker down, cutting through the grass. We're kind of take a quick replay. Oh, Victor Pfluger around again.
And last race is
hard into the inside wall.
Twice tonight.
Not the way he wanted tonight to start. Jeffrey Seymour is also involved. The 9, oh yeah, no, 9 is Jeffrey Seymour, which he was just our Lucky Dog recipient. Looks like Jeffrey just kind of cut through the grass. Wesley Woods had a lot of that damage to the front end of the 11 car.
Yeah, that's one of those, you're very thankful for a league that has faster pairs if you're Wesley right now, because a car like that, otherwise you would be done for the day, but thankfully he'll be able to come right in and get a faster pair and get himself right back out on track.
Absolutely. As Gunther was able to hold on to the lead here, so this may net him out to some good stage points.
Honestly, this is a great timed caution for those drivers who stayed out, because now that green flag run is now going to be even shorter. That's less time that those guys that took fresh tires have to get up and pass them now. So honestly, this is a fantastic yellow for those guys. They're probably jumping for joy at the moment.
And the one that I was surprised he did not have a good restart was Dylan Clark. Like I was expecting him to be like what Fozzie did, where Fozzie was slicing through the field, and Dylan is sitting P8 at the moment.
I wonder, and usually it does take a little bit of an adjustment to get used to the fact that you're back on new tires again. You know, after driving on, you know, some older worn rubber, you're, you know, kind of have to take different lines. Once you're on those new tires, you kind of forget that you can be a hero again sometimes, and I feel like that might have been what happened there.
Yeah, as we have a couple cars coming down pit road. Probably getting some damage repair, trying to do some alternate strategy choices. As since we had a kind of a quick hurry up intro there, I wanted to do some quick programming notes while we're waiting here under caution number 2. The OSRL GT Round 9 will be at Road America on Thursday, May 9th. Catch Philip Kraus and Justin Robichaud at 8:30 Eastern. And then the TWRS Setups NASA Rallycross Lights Round 9 as well. That will be at Daytona on Sunday, May 12th. See James Watson and Jared Lotta at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then the Overwatch Service NASA Rallycross Challenge will also be at Daytona May 13th, 8 Eastern for that with Justin Robichaud and Josh Mertz. And then catch us here on Tuesday. I'll pull up the schedule quick because we did not. We'll be at the High Banks of Atlanta, the old Atlanta, not the new Super Speedway version. The nice old worn out wearing tires version. So catch us here at 8:30 Eastern. Catch myself and Ethan up here in the commentary box for that one. So definitely got a lot more programming than we used to have. So definitely love to see it. Make sure to catch all of it. So make sure to like and subscribe as we are about 25 laps of the race. Ethan, kind of what's your just initial thoughts on how tonight's going so far?
Well, I gotta say, I expected, Auto Club is generally a track you can usually take a lot of bold moves with. It's a very wide racetrack, very forgiving, a lot of 3-4 wide battling, but I don't even think I expected the kind of racing we've seen tonight. A lot of jostling for position, a lot of movement, drivers being very aggressive, especially this early on in the race. They really want to go for it. They really want it, and it's great to see. It makes a more exciting product. I'm sure you would agree.
Absolutely is kind of with the shorter season, definitely helps too. Kind of emphasize the intensity and make sure that every point counts. So you want to make sure you get every single stage point you can, and then every single point you can at the end of the race. So definitely have some sense of urgency, as you can for sure see it. As we only have, was it 8? Yeah, we only have 8 races until the playoffs. So Daytona's already done, and we're a third of the way through round 2 already. So
And
short,
more importantly,
short season just adds the intensity.
another reason for the intensity too. Again, we have a 25 car field here tonight. Only 8 cars make that playoff field. So it's going to be a very tight battle right around that cut line as we go out throughout the season. So yeah, especially as we come here to the stage, if you get passed by someone at the end of the stage and you miss the playoffs out by a point, you will be kicking yourself knowing that you could have had that position. So that's really mostly, I think, what this intensity is.
Absolutely. As we're looking to take the restart here, as Gunther smashes
Another
that
great restart by Gunther.
Yeah, he's able to jump away. Tucker Rhodes off into P number 2. Good restart by him, and then Fozzie Fazzillo. And then we double up after Fozzie here. As we're looking 2 wide, 3 wide, farther back in the field.
I'll tell you, one man who's definitely driving with some intensity tonight, Carson Burroughs in that 12 car, after he lost what was a closer finish than even the Cup race at Kansas last night, at Daytona last week. So if anyone other than him, he is definitely looking for a win tonight to make up for that loss.
As Carson's got a run here. Oh, we're going to have a big-time run down the front.
3 wide down the front stretch. They're banging.
Banging doors. Tucker slides.
Contact! Oh, he's in the wall.
The inside wall.
And Fozzie's around.
Carson and commentators curse there with Carson, unfortunately.
This is my first time, Carson. I'm so sorry.
You're just talking about him. Unfortunately, got a little bit aggressive there, and unfortunately turned cars into both walls.
Look at him and Fozzie. I know we're getting really aggressive down the front stretch. Again, both of them are on fresh tires. Looks like they're both going for the same hole that just wasn't there. Yeah, it looks like that 12 came down a little bit on the 88. Trying to avoid the slower 15 car, and yeah, it's just a rough spot to touch somebody, especially that kind of rear quarter panel to the front. That almost always results in, oh my goodness, what a hard hit for Fozzie.
Yeah, that was a massive hit right at the end of that pit wall there.
Thank goodness for safer bears, I always say. And look at the rest of this field. That's a narrow window right there for everyone to be going through. 2 wide, especially. Everyone made it through. That's impressive. But with this, what a strategy for Gunther and Tucker Rhodes. Yeah, him and Tucker Rhodes they just gained so much spots and just finished 1-2 in the stage here nearly. Only 5 more laps left, but the more cautions that come out, the better it's looking for them.
Yeah, is this definitely going to help Tucker Rhodes and Gunther? Them two staying out, and Logan as well. Logan's only back to P7, so quick little restart here. We're probably going to have just a handful of laps before the stage break. If he can stay in the top 10, he'll be able to get some points out of this.
Absolutely, and with that incident there, that brought Dylan Clark right back into the top 3. He's going to be in row 2, right behind these 2 cars with kind of weaker tires. Expect him to make a move here for the stage win and get right back to where he was.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of how aggressive everyone's going to be after that incident. We are kind of rolling here, under pacing at the moment.
I would think this restart's going to be pretty aggressive. We're going to be going green with looks like about maybe 4 or about 3 laps left in the stage. And again, like I said earlier, with how important stage points are going to be this season with the amount of races, you're going to see a lot of very aggressive moves trying to get every possible point.
Absolutely. And now it's going to be just only a couple laps where we're going to have probably 3 to 4, I'd imagine. So, and we have fast cars sprinkled all throughout the field right now. Is everyone top 22 of the 24 cars in the lead lap? Victor Pfluger is 1 down, and Ian Knickerbocker is 5 laps down at the moment. So we come to the front straightaway. We'll see if we get the 1 to go here. Otherwise, we'll have another lap of caution. And currently, Tucker Rhodes is up 19 spots, and Logan is up 15 spots. They're the 2 of the 3 drivers that stayed out under that first caution. So the lights are off, doubling up here behind the pace car. As we will have, if I do the math correctly, about 4 laps. No, 3 laps. 4. It's gonna be a mad dash with all the lanes being used up for. Don't gotta worry about tire wear. Abuse them.
I'm wholeheartedly expecting Dylan Clark to take it 3 wide here into turn 1.
Yeah, he's sitting in a pretty good spot, being on the bottom, and he'll be able to launch with the leader here. Because now Tucker Rhodes is our leader.
This is the first restart with Tucker Rhodes leading it. The past few have been all Gunther, and he's shot out way ahead of Tucker getting those good restarts. But now that Tucker's in control, we'll see if he's able to get that kind of restart that Gunther was, or if it's going to bunch him up.
And we'll see if Dylan's able to time it with Tucker here. Honestly, the worst restarting spot is P2, because you're always trying to look to your left to gauge it off of the leader, and you're just kind of you have to time it perfectly, otherwise you're sitting duck and sleeping. The row 2, they can just watch the leader the whole time and go with him. So
that's always my least favorite place to start, is the outside of row 1, because then I'm always using that look left button to keep looking at the leader to see when exactly they go, especially with this whole restart zone stuff now.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're rolling up to the restart zone, and we are green here. Tucker Rhodes,
good start
jump
by Tucker.
Gunther's although got a good jump. He's staying door to door with with Dylan Clark. Sorry. As we are off into turn number 1 here. Nice.
Dylan on that fresher tires, really able to make the inside work right there. It looks like Tyler Rush is coming right with them.
Yeah, the 27 of Tyler here comes. I think these two are going to try to hunt down Tucker Rhodes now. I think we're going to have a 2-car battle possibly for the stage win. As here comes Dylan Clark on the bottom.
Oh, see, might have a run to the inside here.
Yes, Tucker's tires just weren't good enough there. So here comes Dylan Clark back to the lead.
Oh,
with a
yellow
caution.
flag. Oh, what bad timing for Tucker.
As we got Wilkie and Fozzie on Fozzie just went from a good night to a rough night really quick. We'll take a look at what happened here. Off at turn number 4.
Riding the high side, Fozzie kind of in the middle here. Looks like Fozzie, he might have kind of overreacted a little bit to Victor being on his inside, came up there, and the two just made contact, and right into the wall they went.
Yeah, as it looked like also Wilkie was coming off the wall a little bit. Just unfortunately right rear hooked Fozzie up into the fence. Not terrible damage for Fozzie. Definitely some nose damage, but definitely better than what he had from the pit wall. As this will be the end of the stage here. So everyone here will have stage points. Some of the cars are coming down pit lane though. As we got Tucker Rhodes, Gunther, Ken, and Logan.
Looks like all the guys who stayed out all race. I know Gunther was definitely due to pit there. He hadn't pit all race, so he's definitely due for some fresh tires.
As we're pretty much going to have, not 100% sure on what the pit or the fuel tank window is, but most of the field will still have to come back down one more time.
I would say one time at least. But with that, kind of a interesting way to get there, but it looks like Dylan Clark ends up winning the stage there after kind of getting mired back in traffic and getting lucky with all those cautions to be able to get himself back up the front.
Yeah, as he played that restart perfectly and was able to jump in front of Tucker there.
Tucker's wishing that caution had come out maybe one turn sooner, or else he would have had the stage win there.
Yeah, just right off of turn 4, or like the middle of turn 4, and he would have been able to be the stage winner here. But Dylan Clark getting the pole and the stage win. We'll see if he can do the trifecta here, as we will throw it to commercial. So make sure you stay tuned, and we'll kind of update you when we come back from break.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
As welcome back from break here, as we're got the one to green and we're double up here, going off into turn number 3 quick. We'd like to do a quick thank you to our sponsors. Our cameras tonight are brought to you by the Whiplash Sim Cams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com Whiplash Media. Thank you to Andrew Cardinal IV for your camera support. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and ring the bell for the to notify you for our live streams. As we are coming back to green here, Dylan Clark and Tyler Rush as our leaders. We have the green. Dylan Clark with a good start here.
Yeah, looks like we're going to be side by side for second place here between Tyler Rush and Justin Gibbs. Looks like Rush is going to get the better of him here on the outside.
Yeah, first 4 cars in single file right now, and everyone behind him just fanning out, trying to jump up through the field.
It's especially going to be the case. You know, we've had a lot of cautions. A lot of faster cars have gotten themselves slowly mired back in traffic. So you're going to see a lot of guys starting to try to, make up that track position. It's one of those things, you don't want to procrastinate trying to get back up to the front. It looks like I have a 3-wide battle here between the 12 of Carson, Burroughs, Morgan Smith, and Sean Lanning down the front stretch, excuse me.
And we're off. Chase looking to try to use that third lane. I think that's a little too early for that third lane at the moment. These fresh tires definitely like the bottoms we'd like to see for the first couple laps. Is our front handful of drivers. I think the top 10 are all single file at the moment. We're all kind of getting after it here. Car's starting to fan out a little bit here. Jeffrey Seymour working underneath June Gonzalez. So put Jeffrey Seymour up to P7. He's still on the inside going off into turn number 1 here. Give him the, he just up the apron, but give him the spot at the moment. Gonzalez looking up the inside. 2x2 with cars right behind him as well, door to door.
We got a battle for third here coming out of turn 4, and look who's made his way back up to the front. Deegan Urquides, who he got mired back in traffic after getting really loose back in the early runnings of that stage. He's worked himself all the way back up to third place. I know he was a fast car, but he got up here pretty quickly.
Yeah, Deegan set the fastest lap that last lap with a 28.7 or a 38.7.
Definitely looked it. He looked like he was flying around the track, although Justin Gibbs now has that preferred outside line. They're going to be side by side down the backstretch.
We got cars sliding off to the apron, but he was able to save it. Good save there by Burroughs. But that's going to slide him way back to P16, unfortunately. As we got Modeleski door-to-door with Bruce Silva. This is a battle for the 5th position. As we're looking 3 wide for P number 2 at the moment, or for a second. Tyler Rush is still able to hold on. Gibbs and Euclides battling out. We're riding on board here. I believe that is with Deegan Euclides here. Coming off that right rear quarter panel.
Getting very tight here at the front of this pack, like in the top 5. It's getting a little tense. I know that early part of the run, everyone kind of strung out, but everyone's coming back together again and really starting to fight for position. Very interesting to see who comes out on top here. It looks like once again, just like it was last time, Dylan Clark's going to check out. It's just going to be one giant battle for second.
Yeah, as the top 6 have a little bit of a gap back to Jeffrey Seymour. About a second and a half. Yeah, they're all trying to catch Dylan. Clark is able just to slowly start chipping away. He's got a 0.3 of a second lead at the moment.
Ooh, Tyler Rush in the wall.
Yeah,
that's going to give a lot of momentum to that 7 of Chase here. It looks like Tyler Rush is going to cover it up pretty well. They do a lot of arrow blocking down that front stretch to keep him behind, but here's going to come on the outside.
Yeah, Chase was the fastest car on the track that last lap. Which actually, I'm sorry. Jeffrey Seymour and Sean Lanning were the 2 fastest, so those guys are starting to catch up to this lead pack here. So we're going to have possibly 8 cars under a blanket here soon.
Chase has been methodically and slowly working his way up the field here. Now he's got Dylan Clark in his sights. Let's see if he can run him down. Again, he's been one of the faster cars on the track tonight. So we'll see if he can get something done.
Yeah, Chase was a 10th of a lap, 10th faster than Dylan there. Definitely got a good line going. Car seems to be really comfortable and underneath him here. Let's see if he can chase down the leader.
Tyler Rush has anything to say about it. Looks like he's going to try to go for the spot. That might just only give up a spot to Justin Gibbs.
Yeah, Gibbs was able to jump to the outside of Tyler. Let's see if he gets to run. He's definitely going to have some drafting help with Euclides right behind him.
Yeah, he's got the drafting up, and he's got the outside line, so he's definitely going to go pretty deep here into the corner, right up against the wall. He's going to come down a little bit, but yeah, he's going to get a big run here.
Yeah, Chase right in front of him ran a lane up higher than everyone else did. But Gibbs had a really good run down the back straightaway. I'm not sure if Chase's car got tight, but Gibbs
might have
right on the back
here.
bumper.
Chase is going to take his line here into turn 3 and 4. Good move for him. It's going to force Justin to go down the track a little bit. He might make that stick.
Yeah, Gibbs with a great corner there.
Wow, he really made that stick. He cleared him.
Yeah, that second lane off the bottom to 3 and 4, I think is the fastest. And we're gonna drop back for P number 8, sorry. Corey Smith and Sean Lanning battling door to door. And you got Jeffrey Seymour, Gunther, and Luna.
Something to note, Gunther, remember, he pit at that stage caution there, so he's got a little bit of fresher tires than a lot of these cars he's running around. So that's actually giving him a little bit of an advantage here. He's able to make a little bit more maneuvers than some of the other cars he's racing with.
Yeah, we are 3 wide down the front straightaway here. Because we got battles all over the racetrack here.
4 cars under a blanket here. Look at this.
Ooh, and Gunther's looking to rip around the top lane. And Sean there, able to get the run, so now he's going to set his sights on Morgan Smith. See if Gunther can kind of check out with those fresher tires. And that front pack's starting to break apart a little bit. It seems like Chase's tires are starting to fade on him. I think he pushed it a little bit too hard there at the beginning. Yeah, most of this lead, Dylan Clark ran a 39.2 and Chase just ran a 40.1. So, yeah, I think those tires are a little bit melted off. Is Justin Gibbs starting to reel in our leader here. About 0.6 of a lap, or 0.6 back off the back bumper of Dylan.
Yeah, it looks like they're really running the inside now in 3 of 4. That appears to be the line to go. 1 and 2, you're going to be up kind of in the middle of the track. 3 and 4, you're going to go down to the inside. That's where Dylan and Justin are running here. I'm curious, though, to see if you know, Dylan kind of backing up a little bit, maybe Justin here, maybe for some strategy. Again, we are expected to have probably at least 1 more pit stop here before the end of this race. So you would think at some point you're going to see, you know, some reflex stops, maybe some dudes trying not to use their tires as much, anticipating at least 1 more stop to come in for fresh tires.
You know, we're about to hit lap 30 for our top 6 on their tires at the moment. So definitely something to watch for, see if there's going to be some pit strategy. Because we got some of the guys on the newer tires that pitted on that last stop, Morgan Smith and Gunther. Actually, Gunther's on the freshest tires. He's only got 14. He's only got 15 laps on his tires, and then Morgan.
I'm not sure what happened here. It looks like Ken Huber might have left the session here. I'm not sure if something happened on the track somewhere.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, he was running at the front not too long ago. Run pretty consistently up in the top 10 in that 30 car.
Replaying here to see if there was an incident.
Who's he's racing with? Is that Wesley Woods in the 11? Oh,
yeah, it looks like it.
Wall there. Oh, that's some net code right there.
Although he was able to save it.
Did he just park it down here?
I think he did. Yeah, I think he just parked it.
As an iRacer, there's no thing that I hate more than net code. It has got to be one of the most frustrating parts of this sim. You know, sometimes you're just racing, you could be 2 feet apart, and then all of a sudden it just registers contact and you're spinning around for what doesn't seem to make any sense, especially in these cup cars when you're racing really close to each other. It seems to be a lot more prevalent.
Absolutely. We have a pretty good battle here between Carson Burroughs and Morgan Smith. Morgan Smith, oh, good bump there. Oh, into the fence. Morgan Smith was trying to pull the slide job, but Burroughs just gave him a shot in the back bumper and then sent Morgan up into the wall. So now Morgan's going to slide way farther back. And we have Chase was able to jump back up to P7, but his car is sliding. Most of these guys behind him have a little bit fresher tires than Chase does. We are missing nothing really up front. Dylan Clark has pulled out to a 1.2 second lead. And then Kyle Rush is 2.4 off of Dylan. So front pulling, they're spreading apart just a little bit. Bruce Silva's right off the back bumper of Deegan Euclides off in turn number 1. But them two seem like they're trying to work together to chase down the front runners.
It's got a lot more spaced out here. That's kind of what I thought. You got a lot of different strategies. The stage kind of anticipation is over. Now it's about conserving your stuff, kind of playing out the strategy that you're going with, kind of and just evaluating all your options here. So you're not really going to see as much kind of jostling for position here.
Yeah, the back is just a full mix of all the. As Chase is coming down pit road here, so. Or I believe he's going to look like he's going to come down this one time, I believe.
It's one of those things. I don't know if it's a scheduled stop or not, but if it is, once one car comes down pit road, you're going to start seeing everyone follow suit here. You know, because it's usually beneficial short pit. You get more time on those fresher tires. So you're going to start seeing it. If he's coming down for a scheduled stop, which being that he's sitting here on track, driving just fine, I think he is, you're going to start seeing a lot of cars coming down pit road. Oh, he's in the wall here a little bit.
Yeah, so I wonder if he just accidentally hit his hotkey for pitting.
Possible.
But I know he is starting to slide back a little bit. Oh, something must have happened to Justin Gibbs, or did he pit?
Oh, here we go. Green flag pit stops are getting underway, it looks like.
Yep. I would say because he was just falling down my timing scoring order. So Justin Gibbs is starting off our pit cycle here. Let's see if anyone else will follow.
If you're Dylan Clark, I mean, set the car right behind you who was chasing you down, just came into pit. I would anticipate him coming in pretty soon. It looks like he's going to stay out this time, though.
Yeah, top 5 is staying out. I believe Luna Magnold, they're pitting. Along
Morgan
with
Smith pitting
Morgan
too.
Smith is coming down pit lane.
The pit parade has begun. Everyone's starting to pit here, so we'll see when Dylan Clark decides to pit. I know Justin was one of the first ones, so he's going to get the biggest benefit out of that as long as he has a clean stop. So we'll see. The longer Dylan stays out, he's going to become a little more vulnerable here.
Yeah, I wonder if Justin pitted right at the start of the pit window. So now he's going to be able to use up that full set of tires. And this is going to this might jump Justin Gibbs to the lead for a little bit. And then Dylan Clark is going to be on the attack trying to make up that time from the overcut. So Dylan has not pitted yet. Let's see. Tucker Rhodes is pitted as well. We have a Chase has come down along with Logan. So 2 more cars down pit lane. So he is slowly starting to trickle down to pit lane. There's Tyler Rush is pitting. Vincent Sauer's pitting. Oop. Good save there. That could have been devastating. That could have screwed up the whole pit cycle here.
Yeah, this pit entry is tough, and yeah, that would have trapped probably quite a few cars there a lap down, Justin Gibbs being one of them. So that was a near miss. I'm sure everyone's breathing a sigh of relief that he was able to collect that one.
And June Gonzalez is down pit lane. Vincent Sowers, like I said, he was coming down. Another thing you got to watch out for is make sure you don't get a pit road speeding penalty. It's super easy to.
Looks like Dylan Clark's coming down pit road here, your leader.
It's Dylan Clark. Euquides is coming down, it looks like. Yeah, here comes most of the field here. Silva's coming down along with Burroughs. Now, so give Gunther the lead. He has Brew gained a ton of time.
That was a great pit entry right there. What is speeding penalty there? That would have been fantastic right there. Got right up to the back of Deegan. Now I kind of have my eye here on Justin Gibbs. I'm curious to see where he's going to cycle out here. It looks like he's going to pass Gunther here, who again is on an alternate strategy. He pit at the end of the stage while everyone else stayed out. I'm curious to see where Justin comes out relative to Dylan.
Waiting here at the moment.
Justin's coming out of turn 4 here. Dylan's still in his pit stall. Looks like just leaving now. Let's see if he can get up to speed by the time Justin comes around.
I think Dylan's going to have a massive lead here. Possibly.
Let's see. He's coming on the apron. Gibbs is coming out of 2. Man, that must have been a fantastic pit stop there for Dylan Clark. Looked like he might have even gained time there.
Yeah, and actually, which is pretty surprising because Dylan's actual pit stop was a second slower than Justin Gibbs. Gibbs had a 13.8 to Dylan's 14.9. So, does seem like Gibbs is a little closer. He did cut into it a little bit. Because it's 1.2, so it's right where it was, actually.
Sometimes it's not always the pit stop. Sometimes you need that pit entry too. You know, sometimes you take a bit. You know, you can have a fantastic pit stop, but if your pit entry or your pit exit's a bit slow, that's where you can gain some of that time like that. Now Dylan has the advantage. He's got a few laps fresher tires, so he's probably going to get a little bit of a pace advantage here over Justin.
Yeah, he's currently in the middle of the pit cycle. Gunther and Fozzie, they've yet to pit. They're the last two to pit right now. Gunther,
I believe both of them came in at the end of the stage, so that they're probably playing a little bit different strategy, and it might work for them a little bit. Especially if they get like a late caution, they're able to come in.
Yeah, if there'd be a caution right now, we'd only have the top 4 on the lead lap. It's top 5 now with Tyler Rush just going by. So this would trap a ton of drivers a lap down. So this is not a bad strategy at the moment.
And again, they definitely have quite a ways to go. They pit at lap at least 34 when the stage break came along. Pretty sure everyone else might have pit the caution before that or a few cautions earlier. I know most of the leaders came in, I believe, that first yellow. So varying strategies. They might even have a little bit here until they have to pit.
Yeah, Gunther's on lap 28 of this run for his tires at the moment. So he can probably go another I'd say almost 10 laps. But I wouldn't want to wait that long because then you're only sitting on 10 laps on fresh tires. Unless, crazy thought, will he try to stretch it?
And that would require a lot of saving. That would be a lot of saving, but
which also Fozzie might as well, because Fozzie's even running even slower lap times, and Fozzie's 10 seconds off Gunther. So and it seemed like Gunther was trying to drive through the field. So I wonder if Fozzie is trying to kind of stretch it out on the field. And that's the fun about this race, and especially this racetrack, because everything and anything is possible. Most of the field here pretty stretched out at the moment. Bruce Silva and Carson Burroughs, they just set their fastest laps of their race for themselves. We are right in there, 3-car battle here between Tyler Rush, Silva, and Burroughs. So we got this 3-car
going up to
train
the outside there. It looks like those two are going to kind of freight train right around Tyler. Now we'll see if they're going to kind of battle amongst themselves here.
Yeah, they all roughly pitted around the same lap. Yeah, Tyler's got 1 lap older tires, so there shouldn't be that much of a difference. The one really on older tires would be Justin Gibbs. He's got about 4 laps. And there's about a 4-second gap there from Brew to Justin Gibbs at the moment. About half of the front straightaway, or half of the back straightaway here. Let's see if these two can run down Justin O's. Gunther, he is pitting here.
Oh man, it looked like the couldn't quite make it to the end there, Cody. Not quite.
No, he cannot. And Fozzie as well is down pit lane, so this will cycle back Dylan Clark to the lead. And Justin Gibbs, P number 2.
The battle here for third here between Silva and Burroughs. They are still, Burroughs is right on Silva's bumper. Oh, got into the wall a little bit there in turn 3.
Guys, these 3 are faster than our leaders. Silva, that last lap, ran a 38.8.
Burroughs still riding right behind Silva. We'll see which way he chooses to go, if he's going to try to go inside or outside coming into turn 1. He's going to still stay right behind.
And these two they've been almost like drafting partners with each other. I think they are trying to work together to run down at least Justin.
Oh, there's a great sponsor shout out for Burroughs there, having that hood all over that camera.
Yeah, these two have been nose to tail working together here. I think they're kind of mutually like, hey, we're faster than Justin, let's go get him. Definitely.
Yeah, hey, better to battle for second than to battle for third.
Absolutely. And worst case scenario, if you run out of time, then you just battle it on the last lap.
I gotta say, I've been impressed with Burroughs tonight. He's had quite a few trips to the kind of further in the back of the field, but he keeps working his way back up into the top 5 consistently. Now he's running 4th here with a possibility of a podium finish yet again. You know, he's been fast tonight.
Yeah, he's been fought through a little bit of just strategy adversity, but definitely put himself really in a good spot and really capitalizing with Victor having his issues tonight. I would say most likely will be point leader, if not top 3. So good point night for him. Ooh,
Yeah, finishing second and 4th is definitely fantastic for your points situation there. And yeah, it looks like it's kind of, are you sure we're not at Daytona, Cody? Because we got bump drafting going on here down the backstretch.
Yeah, these straightaways are so long, and like what these two are doing, just work together. If you guys can run down the car in front of them, do it. There's brew a little bit of a connection issue there for a quick second. Let's go. Yeah, they're still, let's see, 39.8 for Justin, and then these two are in a 39.5. So 3 to 4 tenths a lap they're running them down. They got about a 3-second gap to them. So if they keep up what they're doing, because we're about to hit 11 to go here this time by, definitely should have enough time.
Side by side here on the backstretch, Luna and Deegan side by side. Deegan on the inside, looks like he's going to clear.
Yeah, Deegan's got 3 lap pressure tires, ripping around the bottom, so put Deegan up to P number 6. Kind of sliding back through the rest of the field here. See if there's anything crazy going on. We have a 3-car battle here with Wesley, Morgan, and Robbie.
I'm going to definitely start looking out for Dylan Clark. Is definitely, he's starting to catch up to some lap traffic here. Fonzie Facility not too far up the way. You know, he's been running in clear air almost all night, but now he's going to start getting some dirty air off these lap cars. So we're curious to see how that's going to affect his lap time. I might put him and Justin on a bit more of an even playing field here at the end of this run.
Definitely a possibility. Dylan's been super consistent with those lap times. With another 39.4 for him. Justin Gibbs with a 40.0. And Dylan has just checked out. He's got a 4.1 second lead. Brew and Carson were 4 tenths up on Justin, so.
And those two actually have a lap car in between them and Justin now. Chris Wilkie in the 3 car there now sits in between them and Justin.
You know, so I'd imagine coming through turn 1 here, they'll dispatch a Wilkie quickly, and then they'll set their sights on the next car in front of them. As they look to run the bottom underneath Wilkie here.
Definitely going to affect their time a little. Oh, Burroughs really loose in turn 2 there. Thankfully,
yeah, seems like I'm looking down the back straightaway here, like half the field is coming off turn 2 sideways. So definitely those right rears are angry right now.
Absolutely, especially when you're on that inside line. You know, you kind of have to take a deeper line in there. It gets a lot deeper on the exit. It's definitely a lot easier to lose the back end there. I feel like when you're running that high side, it's a lot easier to kind of get tight, but you're down on that low side. Yeah, looks like we got a car in the wall back there. 58 of Morgan Smith getting in the wall a little bit, and that's going to allow Gunther to come on his inside here. Outside, excuse me.
As Gunther goes around the outside, and Robbie Kirtley went around the inside, so slide back Morgan Smith 2 spots to P12.
Gunther on those fresher tires, he's definitely able to get a lot more ground on that inside line than some of these other drivers are doing.
Yeah, Gunther's a second of a lap faster than most of the cars he's around. He's 6 tenths faster than your leader at the moment, but unfortunately just 22 seconds back is a little too far.
Now you gotta wonder, you know, we're coming here, it looks like there's about 7 to go. If we get a late race caution, Gunther's in a beautiful position to stay out and possibly do what he did at the end of the stage there, and maybe not just gain some stage points, maybe even gain like a race win or a top 5 finish here.
Absolutely. And you can never say never, like we saw the Kansas race on Sunday night. single car
Absolutely.
spin with just a handful of laps left and just shakes up the entire race. So definitely got to stay on it for the whole race because you never know what will happen.
Look at this, Silva and Burroughs, they can smell Justin Gibbs now. They have closed in quite a bit on him. It looks like they're definitely making up ground. I'm wondering though, are they going to have enough time here to get up to him?
As these two, this chemistry between these two is amazing. Able just to kind of work together and run down this P2 with Justin Gibbs.
And imagine when we get ourselves to Talladega, these two would probably be pretty good as long as they work together like they're doing tonight.
Absolutely. The Burroughs has been around a little bit higher through the corner, so he gets to run down the straightaway, and just shoves them off down each of these super long straightaways. As they were 4/10 faster that last time. We're in a 40.1 to Justin's 40.5, so we should see about a 3-lap dash for it. Sliding back here a little bit. We have a couple car battle. Tyler Rush is starting to slide. As Euclides jumps up to P number 5. And then Luna following suit.
Rush sideways. Oh, he almost spin out there. Great save.
Yeah, Rush has been sideways out of every single corner.
Gunther was definitely whispering in his ear there, hey, finish off that spin for me.
Yeah, Gunther was definitely wanting something to happen there. Gunther sitting P8, so a little bit too much of a gap there for Gunther to run down Tyler, but with Tyler's tires being as angry as they are, who knows what may happen. We got this 3-car battle for the end of the top 5 here, and Matthew Morris as well in his lap car. Slide up the Silva and Burroughs. They're starting to track down
look
Gibbs.
at this. It's getting a lot closer now. They can really sense it. We're here 3 to go. I don't know. Maybe on the last lap they might be able to have a last-ditch effort to get up there.
Yeah, we're just getting 2 to go here.
Oh no, they're gonna be side by side here.
Yeah, as Carson's able to jump around the outside.
Maybe overheating. I know he was on the back of Silva for almost that entire run there. Maybe they decided to switch spots.
Yeah, now I wonder if Burroughs, with him just riding and help save his tires, and now he can put on the attack as we will be coming to the white flag here.
Oh man, this is going to shape up to be a fantastic battle for second. Look at Burroughs here. He's going to be right up against the wall, about 2 grooves down. He's going to get a big run here.
As Dylan Clark does take the white flag here. So this race is official.
Oh, look at this run down the front stretch he's getting. He's going to be right in his draft.
Oh, Burroughs looking inside, looking outside.
Looking outside of the wall there.
Let's see if Burroughs does a slide job. Oh, no, Burroughs is going to rip the fence possibly.
Let's see, he might try a crossover here.
Oh, he does a crossover.
Oh, Gibbs in the wall.
No, that'll give Burroughs P number 2. Let's see if Gibbs will try
Silva
to
get P3.
As coming off the final corner for round number 2, Dylan Clark is your winner here at Auto Club with an absolutely dominating race. Carson Burroughs will take second here.
Silva can get third. That strategy worked out perfectly.
Bruce Silva P2, Gibbs P3, and Luna Magnold picks up P number 5. I believe Tyler Rush and Gunther goes up to P6.
I know we had
exactly
really
what happened to Tyler Rush and Deegan. We got a couple more drag races going on to the line here. An absolutely amazing race there.
Yeah, absolutely. A bunch of great battles up the front, but let's not take away from the fact for the drive that Dylan Clark put on tonight. Absolute flag-to-flag drive for him. Fantastic work. I mean, got mired back in traffic a little bit earlier on in that stage, was able to come back at the end of the stage, win the stage with that lucky caution, and look at him doing burnouts now. great strategy by him getting out in front of Gibbs, and just overall fantastic drive.
Yeah, as he pulled out to an 8-second lead. He just
Wow.
put on an absolute masterclass here in Auto Club. He was able just to check out from the field and run his own race. He's still, although his lap times were still the same as Carson and Burroughs, so I think just with a little bit of the pit execution and just able to run kind of the middle of that stint with really good lap times, was able to take the victory here in Auto Club. As we watch him burn it down on the front straightaway. As we will pull up the results here for the race tonight. As we have Dylan Clark, your winner, with Carson Burroughs and Bruce Silva rounding out the podium, and Justin Gibbs and Luna Magnahold rounding out the top 5, and then Gunther Gretzenzinger and Tyler Rush, Logan Jewell, Dean Euclides, and Wesley Woods rounding out your top 10. Robbie Kirtley, Morgan Smith, Vincent Sowers, Fazio Fazilla, June Gonzalez, Chase Modzelewski, which he was the last car that was on the lead lap, and then Jeffrey Seymour, Tucker Rhodes, Chris Wilkie, Matthew Morris, Sean Lanning, Ken Hubert, Ian Knickerbocker, and Vincent Pfluger is our field for tonight. Which rough night for Victor, our Daytona winner, unfortunately. Just got stuck back in traffic after one little mishap, and just, it's one thing I've learned in the stock car world. Once your night starts to unravel, it unravels so quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. He ran into a little bit of trouble tonight. Thankfully, he won at Daytona. He's got that win to fall back on. He's in the playoffs, so he doesn't necessarily have to worry too much about a night like tonight. But absolutely, in terms of momentum, obviously, when you win a race, you want to carry that going into the next race. I'm sure he'll be back. He's a fast driver. He'll be back next week at Atlanta with a vengeance for sure.
Absolutely. Now we will get to our interview portion of this tonight. So we will pull up Brew, our P number 3. Yes, we are. Waiting.
Yep.
As we have our P number 3 driver of Bruce Silva. Do you got us?
Yeah, got us.
Great race there. Able to pick up 4 spots from the start of the race. Kind of walk us through the whole race. Kind of what was your strategy with the handful of cautions there in the middle?
Yeah, so at the beginning there was a lot of racing. I feel like this track you can go really aggressive. So I was just pushing really hard, still taking care of my tires a little bit. Near the stage break, tried to push a lot more. When that was settled, I tried to go for the long run. So I tried to stay to the pack, but still conserve my tires and pit as late as possible. And by the time we came out of the pits, we had a decent cap to P2. We managed to push a lot though. We worked together a lot, very well. And yeah, we got to the point where we were fighting for P2. Sadly, I got overtaken right at 2 to go, but I still could overtake P2. So that was pretty good. That was very nice. Working together there worked very well.
Yeah, was there any communication between you and Carson? Because you guys worked absolutely amazing there to run down Justin, kind of overtake. Both of you were able to overtake him.
There was absolutely no communication. It was just a matter of, well, it makes sense to catch P2. So I guess both of us understood that's the best thing to do right now. So we just pushed each other. It was just like, sometimes you don't have to talk to work together. Just understand from what the other car is doing. I saw that they weren't trying to overtake me very very much, just pushing. So it was kind of natural.
Absolutely. Is Ethan, you got anything for Brew here?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. It looks like you ran a really great race there, running in the top 5 all night. Yeah, that fantastic run between you and Carson to run him down. It looked like you just barely got Justin there on the final lap. Uh, take me through just how it feels to get a podium here. In the only the second race of the season, definitely carrying a lot of good momentum over there.
Yeah, fills me with confidence. That was my first racing this season. I didn't wasn't in the league in the first season and first race, sorry. So and also I'm from the road side. I'm still very new to oval. It's just this year that I try to practice more and try to focus more instead of just doing a race here and there at super speedway. So it feels pretty good to be at this level um, this quickly. So I'm confident about the other races now.
Absolutely. Is who'd you like to thank to get you on the third step of the podium here at Auto Club?
I'd like to thank my teammate Muppet. We practice a bunch. We helped each other. Definitely some of the tips she gave me helped me a lot with the pace. And I'd like to thank Diesel and all of the Dog Box team for putting the team together.
Absolutely. So hopefully we'll see you back up on the podium for round 3 at Atlanta next week.
Thanks. Hope so too.
Now we should be pulling up P number 2 here, and his Brew's tag team partner. It seemed like with Carson Burroughs. Carson, you got us? So we do not have you at the moment.
No, I got you.
Okay, there we go. As great race, able to recover back-to-back P2s for you to start off the season. So really good start to the season here. Kind of walk us through your race there, getting up back to P number 2.
Well, the race started pretty good. Third place. I kind of dropped off right at the start, down to 8th. Then I kind of just settled in, found the groove. The problem was not really practicing in dirty air there. So the cars were all about the draft tonight, and that shaped up to be what the finish came out to be. Yeah, and then I get what's it called? Left rear hooked, and I drop back, and that brings out the caution. Anyone's feels free to go look at that replay. I already looked it over, and yeah, I got doored there on by a car with 30 lap not as fresh tires. So definitely difficult to battle back, but you come down pit road, you grab those tires, and you just go out there and send it and see how far you can get. Towards the end there, I found my car, found the 36, and I just helped him as much as I could. And I wouldn't like to call it helping him. I was helping myself. I did ditch him there at the end. I had the fresher tires, and I knew that in the draft you can run faster. So you just got to push them and push them right till that last moment, which turned out to be the second place move right there.
Yeah, we asked Brew if you guys got any communications for that run there at the end. He's like, nope. Just kind of, we both kind of knew what the goal was, and we were able to work together and run them down. So it's really good. Just kind of racecraft there. Just both knowing you guys had the same goal, trying to run down
Yeah.
Justin there. Did you kind of have a plan going into the last couple laps of like, hey, I'm gonna make my move, or are you just waiting for a good
So
to capitalize?
yeah. So my plan was, we were 6.7 seconds, believe it or not, once we started drafting there. And I saw that, and I knew that I didn't want third. I want second. Well, you want first, but best you can get there with 8 seconds out. But yeah, we were just helping each other. I don't think there was much communication. I think after the first couple laps of doing it, we both kind of understood that we're making up time. And yeah, what's it called? Ever since I was right turn sober, this thing just kind of works out and brings itself to the front. So
As Ethan, you got anything for Carson here?
Absolutely, Carson. It was a lot of fun watching you tonight. You definitely had that spin earlier. You were definitely one of my favorite drivers to watch out there. You really were navigating the field quite a bit, back to front, multiple times. Especially after an accident like that, it's always important, I imagine, to kind of keep your head in it and know, you still have long enough to live. And look at that. It got you up to a second place, but overall, yeah, I mean, you had a fantastic race. I definitely enjoyed watching you.
Yep, you just gotta what's it called? Talk some crap on the radio and then forget about it when he's 30 cars behind you. So
I say it's always better when someone takes you out in your mirror, isn't it?
oh yeah, obviously.
Yes, Carson, who'd you like to thank to you P2 and for back-to-back weeks here?
Yeah, again, I'm just gonna have to go with my parents. Thank you to my parents for helping me do this stuff and watching me turn left. So
As you turn left very well. So hopefully we'll see you back up here on the podium for Atlanta.
oh yeah, don't put me on a road course.
As now we will bring in our winner here, which, just to kind of refresh my memory, is our first driver to have a win in a GT car for OSRL and a Cup car. So congratulations to Dylan Clark here. You got us?
I do. I got you loud and clear.
As congratulations on your absolutely dominating performance, 8-second win. Kind of talk us through your strategy there. You kind of got mired back to about 8th to 10th there with a little bit of caution cycles we had there right before the end of the stage, and then you were able to pick up the stage win and just run away from the field. So kind of work us through your whole race.
Yeah, I was mostly just trying to save that right front. I know a lot of people were getting tight because they were over driving the entry of the corner, and if you can get that nose set, then it'll rotate here very, very well. And a lot of people were getting loose because they were stuffing the throttle, but I mean, can't really do much about the looseness here. It gets loose if you save the right front, and it gets tight if you don't save the right front. So it's kind of what do you want your car to drive like? You want it loose or you want it tight? And so my goal was just to manage that looseness as much as possible. And if you can stay on the bottom as long as possible, then you're going to be faster than everyone behind. So if you can keep the pace up on the bottom, then you're going to win the race. And I was able to do that pretty well today and came away with the win.
Yeah, it was with that first caution coming out, and then the next one's following. Were you thinking about pitting it? Any of the ones in the middle there, where you had it kind of set in your mind that you were going to do the first one and then wait it out?
Well, I mean, that first caution came out right as the tires were starting to go, so you kind of got to get tires there. Otherwise, you're going to cycle to the rear, and you're never going to get that track position back. I think my major goal there was towards the end of the stage, we hadn't been running a whole lot of green flag laps, and we hadn't been heat cycling the tires. They haven't been getting up to temp. They were just kind of still cold, so they weren't worn, and they were not getting hot. So there's really no point in getting tires at that point. So I was just going to wait it out and see at the stage. But as it turns out, we had caution after caution after caution. I think we had 3 or 4 cautions there. So we never really wore the tires. We didn't really use a whole bunch of gas. So it was mostly just about managing your tires for that next run, saving a little bit of fuel just to go a little extra longer. And then it's just one stop from there on out and save that set of tires for later in the race if there was a caution, which turns out there wasn't.
Yeah, Ethan, you got anything for our winner here?
Absolutely, Dylan. A masterclass performance from you. You really put on a show out there. You're able to get away from the field quite a bit. It looked like you had some really great pace tonight. Tell me kind of, after a win like this, the kind of momentum that you're going to be able to carry throughout the rest of this 8-race regular season heading into the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I feel great going in. Honestly, I was kind of slow today. I was not getting off the corners very well, and I wasn't really saving my right rear as well as I wanted to. But Atlanta's going to be a whole nother animal next week, so I'm just going to try and manage it and bring my A game, and hopefully we can bring home another win.
Who'd you like to thank who'd you like to thank to be able to get you that one?
My uncle Rick, he used to be an old pro iRacer. So getting his help and input and feedback really always helps on this service. So thanks to him a bunch. Thermatrue Doors or Pack Building Products, Italian Motors USA, Talcart, Hayden Homes, everybody associated with me in real life racing, along with my sim racing. Violent Trout Racing, first outing, first win. So thanks to them and Justin Gibbs for sticking it out. I know he kind of got past there at the end. He was on older tires, but thanks to him for joining our team and making this partnership fly. And thanks for my parents for this awesome sim rig.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll see you back up on the podium at Atlanta.
Absolutely. Hopefully see you next week.
As now we are going to round out the end of our programming here. At as the OSRL GT Series round number 9 will be at Road America this week on Thursday, May 9th. That'll be 8:30 Eastern with Brian Sawyer, Philip Kraus, and Justin Robichaud. Then the TWR Setups.com NASA Rallycross Lights round number 9. That will be at Daytona this coming Sunday, May 12th. That'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern with Victor Vallee, James Watson, and Jared Lott. And then the next day on Monday, the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge will also be at Daytona on May 13th. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern with Brian Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, and Josh Mertz. And then we will be back here on next week, Tuesday, with the OSRL Cup Series round number 3. That will be at Atlanta on May 14th. Catch us on at 8:30 Eastern with Victor Vallee, myself, and Ethan Halsley. And then cameras for tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at whiplash.com/Whiplash Media. And thank you to Andrew Cardinal IV for your camera support. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And ring the bell to be notified for any of our live streams on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays, along with our shorts courtesy of Jess Rakowski. And if you like your content broadcasts, please visit asntvUSA.com for more information. So, final thoughts here, Ethan?
What a show tonight. A lot of jostling for position, a lot of passing. Classic Auto Club, multi-groove racetrack. Really provide a lot of opportunities for drivers, a lot of strategy as well. Definitely interested in what's going to happen next week at Atlanta, especially since these cars didn't really ever make it to the old configuration of Atlanta. Definitely going to be a very slidey racetrack, and I'm anticipating a very great race next week as well. Pretty similar to this.
As we do have points here, so we're going to pull them up real quickly. Carson Burroughs, he is our point leader with 65, and then Tyler Rush, P2. Gunther with a really good night. And then Victor Pfluger sliding from first to fourth. But overall, a really good night. Dylan Clark, with his win here, he puts himself P8 at the moment. So when he can't fully remember, does the win lock yourself in? It does not. Okay, so Dylan already put himself in. I'm stumbling on my words, and words are hard, as we like to say here at ASN. Dylan already setting himself up for a good point season with him being P8. He's already in the playoffs. So now if he can just point his way out the rest of the season, he's already set himself up really well. But definitely a good run there for most of our field. Is now going back to our final thoughts here. Yeah, super great race. Had a little bit of shake up there in the middle. We all knew that we were going to have our stage break at lap 35, but a couple cautions right before kind of shook everything up a little bit. That's what we like to see. And then we also had green flag pit stops. So kind of had a mixture of everything, but really good racing throughout the entire field. And yeah, Dylan just putting on an absolute masterclass. We see what he does over in the GT series on Thursdays, and he's been one of our numerous winners in the GT3 category over there. So definitely a really quick driver, and he just put on a show here. Yeah, 8-second lead. That's absolutely massive. If you think about it, that's almost a quarter of a lap ahead here on a 2-mile track. So great racing by the whole field, and hopefully we'll pick that up and just improve on it next week at Atlanta. As the checker flag falls on the evening here from all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Ethan Halsley, Jess Rakowski, Victor Vallee, Jared Lott, Jared Irvine, Philip Kraus, Justin Robichaud, James Watson, Brian Sawyer, Josh Mertz. My name is Cody Erdman. We hope you enjoyed today's coverage from the OSRL Cup Series tonight here at Fontana. Congratulations to our winner, Dylan Clark, and be sure to join us Thursday for the OSRL GT Series at Road America. But until then, so long, everyone.